Want to talk a bit about size and style of the house that you're considering purchasing. What's going on, y'all? It's Zap Martin with the Martin Group at Big Block Realty. If you didn't see the video I made about Pricepoint and the video I made about all 4 of these, check those out first, because this is video number 3 in a series of videos. But let's move into the size and style. So when you're purchasing a house or property, there's all kinds of size and styles that you could choose from. There's single story, 2-story, there's tri-level, there's duplexes, there's land, there's condos, there's townhomes, there's ranch style, there's acreage, right? All horse properties, all kinds of things you can do. So when you're thinking about buying a home, a lot of people only think about the type of house that they currently live in or the house that they were raised in. They have no clue that there's all kind of plethora of house types that you could consider when purchasing a house. So just keep that in mind when you're first starting, that you might want to just do a little research of the different style houses that you can buy, because you may see something you've never really thought about living in before. For example, I meet a lot of people who are from, let's say, Idaho or from the Midwest, and they come out to California or New York, and they've never thought about living in a high-rise downtown, and that is a style of house that you could own, a condo downtown, and buy and have ocean views or bay views or whatever. So check it out. Keep an open mind to the style that you want to buy. Second to consider is that the style and size of the home affects the price point. So let me give you an example. I talked to some people who say, I really want a detached home. And a detached home in the same neighborhood as a townhome could vary by 10, 20, 30%. So it could be $500,000 to buy a detached home in La Mesa, but in that same city or area to buy a townhome or condo might be $300,000, right? For the same 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in a townhome versus a detached home. So it's a big price difference in a lot of locations versus the size and style that you want. So if you're really set on detached, then hey, let's get you a detached home. But if you're okay with a townhome or condo, it really increases your purchasing power to buy a detached home. Another thing with size and style that a lot of people forget about is the age of the home, right? So we have homes that are built in 2020, 2015, 2010 that are going to be, again, slightly more expensive, even if they're the same size and style than a home that was built maybe in the late 1990s. So if you're okay with an older home, even though you get the same size and style, you could certainly save money on that. So again, all these things are things to think about and consider when purchasing a home and thinking about the size and style of the home as well. One last thing I want to talk about is if you currently, let's say, live in a let's say you currently live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and your family's growing and you want to buy a 5-bedroom home and 3-bathroom home, certainly you can do that. But let's say it's just you're single, and you go, I think maybe one day I want to get married and have kids, so I want to buy a 5-bedroom home now so that later I can have all the space. Nothing wrong with that. Go do your thing. Here's something to consider. The larger square footage you have in your house, the more your bills are going to be. So sometimes I get that shock call from people that say, hey, I lived in a 1,000 square foot 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and I'm so excited about our new house. It's 2,000 or 2,500 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms. But man, our electricity bill, our air conditioning, right, bill, all our bills have just skyrocketed. And it's because they're used to paying bills in a 1,000 square foot house. And now that they're in a 2,000 or 3,000 square foot house, their bills are 2,000 or 3,000 square foot bills. So keep that in mind. If you don't need to buy a ginormous house, you don't have to. You can still buy a decent size house, because that will decrease your bills. I'm not trying to shy away from buying a big house. Let's go for it if you want to buy a big one. Just keep in mind, the bigger the house you buy, the more bills you have to pay. And that's not just electric bills, that's landscaping, that's if your roof needs to be replaced, that's all the things that come with buying a house. So things to keep in mind with size and style as you're considering your hunt for a house. There are so many more that I will tell you when we get to talk in person, but let me just whet your appetite with these right here. So we'll talk soon.